It's been such a fabulous day here.
Fabulous.
And thank you so much for showing us the behind the scene footage. But firstly, I just want to start with acknowledging the fact that you have produced 3 out of the 4 highest grossing movies of all time. Quite an accomplishment.
You know, when I hear people say that, I think they must be talking about someone else, that it can't be me.
My question is, what are the elements that make up a good movie?
I think what makes up a good movie are relatable characters going on extraordinary journeys, where there is an emotional connection with the audience. That a movie that doesn't leave you feeling something is a movie that hasn't worked to its full potential.
Now, Jim had the idea for Avatar back in 94, 95, when you guys were working on the Titanic. But even though after the success of Titanic, it took a while for a studio to get on board. So was that actually a bit of a blessing in disguise because it allowed technology to catch up with your creative ideas?
So Jim wrote Avatar before we ever started filming Titanic, but we knew the technology did not exist to tell the story the way we wanted to tell the story. So we put it on the back burner, and we put it on the back burner until 2005, when we looked at the landscape of technology and said, we could be the impetus, we think, to push it to the next level where we could finally make this movie. And it wasn't about the 3D. It was about the characters. It was about the world, putting them up there in a way where they could be emotive and engaging. And we went to the studio, Fox at the time, and we asked them to support us for a year to do R&D, which they said yes to. And we went out and we did a prototype test that was very crude, and we thought that was our floor, not our ceiling. And we presented them with a whole package in 2006. And they weren't sure that people would go see a movie with blue people that had tails. They thought it was a little bit too Fern Gully-esque, if you remember that movie, Fern Gully. And a series of circumstances, we were finally able to make the movie, but it was not easy, even after coming off of Titanic.
Wow. And technology today, I mean, you're pushing boundaries with the underwater performance capture scenes, which is incredible, which we just witnessed in the behind the scenes footage. But technology is moving at such a rapid pace these days. Now everyone's talking about ChatGPT and AI. So how will AI affect the future upcoming Avatar movies?
You know, we look at AI a little bit differently. We look at it from a deep learning standpoint, where we think that we can have the systems learn our actors' facial performances. We're not going to ask an AI to do the performance. Someone just did one of these AI things, and they put my name in, and 25% of it was right, 75% of it was wrong in what they came back with. We want the truth of our actors' performances, but if we can use deep learning technology to make the process more efficient, we're going to be able to do the movies more quickly and at a higher level.
And I love how you said motion capture should have the E in front of it.
Right. So, you know, before we would look at people and people were calling it motion capture, and I always said, you're missing an E. You want E motion capture. And that's what we think. We make that commitment to our actors, that when they see their performance up on the screen, it's going to be their performance with all of the emotion. Zoe, look at some of her performances in the standoff scene when she's holding Spider. You read every pore in her face because that's the performance she gave us.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that over time more people will experience Avatar, The Way of Water, at home. So what are you excited for audiences to experience with the at-home release?
Well, first, I'm excited for audiences to experience the movie if they didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters. We have finished this movie at the highest possible standard for home entertainment. Jim Cameron went in and did the color timing for home entertainment. He did the sound mix for it. And on top of that, it's the added value content, that there's something for everybody. It's not just if you want to know the technical side, but what is the personal journey that people like Zoe Saldana went on, or people like Kate Winslet, went on, to be able to play these roles in the movie that is included in the added value content.
Mm-hmm. And finally, just wrapping up, what do you think humanity could learn from the Na'vi people?
I think that humanity has a lot to learn from the Na'vi people. One is that we are all connected. We are all of one people. And the Na'vi have an expression, Inate Kamea, I see you. And that's about seeing someone for who they are on the inside, not who they are on the outside. In addition, I think the Na'vi people are a people who are not afraid to stand up for what's right. When imperial forces with bigger weapons come in and invade their land, and I hope that we give hope to people who are faced with an oppressor, that they too can rise and defeat that oppressor.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on an incredible movie and beautiful art form.
And thank you for coming to Lightstorm today.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!